We'll start off this free agency reaction with my thoughts on Saquon Barkley signing with the motherfucking Philadelphia Eagles. He didn't receive the franchise tag, and I think the Giants did that out of reverence, respect. You know, they know that probably Saquon wasn't thrilled, and I think he said as much to the media and the press that he was not thrilled about getting the franchise tag before last season. I think a lot of people were like, well, we can just tag him again next season. And the Giants did not opt to do that. For him to sign with the fucking Eagles, though, like, it's not the fact that he signed somewhere else for more money. It's just, and what I'll never fully understand is how people are like, take the emotion out of it. It's a business decision. This is a smart business decision. It's like, is it though? Think about, like, say you go to the Eagles and you fucking suck, or you're just average and you never live up to that contract and you never win a Super Bowl. You're gonna look back and be like, fuck. Especially if the Giants are able to really successfully put this rebuild together and make a push and win a trophy during Saquon's playing days. The Bears were interested. The Texans were interested. I think there are a bunch of teams that probably could have used his talents, and would love to have him. I know the Ravens were being thrown around. I mean, there are plenty of teams that would love to have Saquon. And he signed with the Eagles, dude. And this is, and I don't know, I've been wavering back and forth. Like, does he fully understand, like, as a business decision, does he fully understand how much this hurts, like, down the road? You play your whole career with the Giants. You are essentially set for life with the team, the organization, future employment. Just the potential is through the roof. Especially with, if the team were to get good and you win, you're already getting endorsements and sponsorship. Like, what, you would just be tenfold. And I don't know. I want to be a Giant for life. Like, and this is where he grew up a Jets fan. If he grows up a Giants fan, ain't no fucking way that is happening. Signing with the Eagles. No way. But he's a Jets fan. So he doesn't give a fuck about the Giants. As much as he talked about it, he wants to be a lifelong Giant. And, I thought he would be. I was like, I can't see this team ever letting go of this guy after what he did his rookie season. And obviously he gets banged up over the next 3 seasons. Didn't help things. But my God, at least once a game or more, he's putting on like a ridiculous play I've never seen before. Just something that 99% of running backs can't do. So yeah, it fucking hurts. I was mentally preparing myself to be like Saquon-less with sans Saquon for a long time, because it's just the tea leaves, you're reading the tea leaves, and it was like, okay, man, the Giants really did put a lot of effort into trying to get him to sign last season. They then put in a decent amount of effort this season. And to be off by, I'm curious to know what the Giants would have been like. I think the offer last year was $12 million a year, or $11 million. Annual average value was around $11 to $12 million, I think, for 3 years. And then he ends up signing with the Eagles for 3 years, like $37 million, $26 million guaranteed. I guess he would have got $23 million guaranteed with the Giants if he had signed last year. I mean, he just didn't want to be here. I don't know. I obviously not a professional athlete, and but like, I've always been a proponent of legacy. When you're retired, or when you are you're old and you're looking back at your life, do you want to say, I'm so happy I made that extra $3 million? I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous to most normal folk, blue collar working red blooded Americans who make probably $50,000 a fucking year. When you're already guaranteed 23 to get to 26, it's like, that's what free agency, it really shows your true colors. It really does. If you are playing for a team that you like where you are, you like the city, you like the team, you like the coach, you will take the deal that is probably not ideal for business. You do it because you feel great about the team, the brotherhood, the direction of the team. When you sign somewhere else for more money, you didn't like where you were. And you can say, oh, well, they offered me more money. It's like, well, if you really truly loved where you were playing, you would stay with the team that you're with I mean, what I'm trying to say is like, it's not like the Giants were like, yeah, we're gonna offer you like 2-year, $5 million per. Considering the contract that they handed to Devin Singletary, I do not think that they were gonna try and offer that to Saquon. All the reports and rumors coming out were like it's not a bad deal. So for all the journalists and all these quote unquote level headed people, like even talking Giants was it's just no one's got any fucking raw emotion to this that I follow. Like it was just a lot of people like, this puts the nail in the coffin on the worst draft decision of blah blah blah. It's like, no, dude. No. You know what the worst draft decisions were? Every other draft decision. It was like we didn't draft good offensive linemen. We didn't draft pass rushers. We didn't draft it. I mean, at least in this free agency period, and I mean, Gettleman addressed shit. The positions of need he addressed. He just didn't pick the right guys, and the contracts were awful. So it's like Shane is making a more concerted effort to bolster and fortify the trenches, offensive line, defensive line, pass rush, pass protection, which is great. So, I don't think a lot of the moves are possible if they retain Saquon either on a franchise tag or with a multi-year deal. But like this is where I'm. My opening rant was like, how is this possible? Like all these rumors circulating, like it's rumored that blah, 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 like they're not allowed to aren't they not allowed to talk to each other? So how is that? What the fuck's going on? I don't know how they would be able to enforce that anyway. Like how the hell do you monitor that? I guess you go through back channels like this one, text this one, text this one, text this one, text this one. Who faxes this one? It's like I have no clue. But yeah, around 3:00 on Monday, I get the text. I see the text first because I'm, buried in my work per usual. And it's my buddy's a Giants fan who just sends me the screenshot or the graphic, per Adam Schefter, Barkley signs with Eagles. And it was just like, and no hesitation, I wrote back, he's dead to me. He's dead to me. The exact same reaction that Tiki Barber had. The fact that me and Tiki are on the same wavelength is a little scary, but I mean, he had it felt. I think in Tiki's eyes, it was like I want to like pass the torch to someone, or I want to be in have someone that is like, because then, selfishly, it probably puts him in the spotlight again, where it's like, oh, is Saquon gonna break Tiki's record? That kind of thing. But also, I think he might have seen himself as maybe a, I don't know, unofficial mentor. And he probably felt really butthurt because I think, they probably had a bunch of conversations. There are a lot of photos of them together, both at events, off the field and then on the field. So, like, I don't know. But, once the rumor was coming around, Tiki was like, you don't do that. You just don't do that. That'll kill your legacy. And that's coming from Tiki fucking Barber. Like if anyone has, maybe he's the best guy to talk about that. The fact that he, he gave up and quit and didn't want to play because he didn't have belief in Eli, he didn't have belief in the team, blah blah blah. And it, somewhat understandable because like you think about what happened in 03 and 04. I guess it was really only 2 rough years. Jesus, Tiki. In 2005, he had a career year. In 2006, they took a little bit of a step back. So I don't know. I guess Coughlin really rubbed him the wrong way. But for Tiki to say, like, this is a guy who potentially, like, if you ask a lot of fans, really tainted his legacy. I mean, there were a bunch. I've said this multiple times. Like, anytime his name comes up in the stadium or like Ring of Honor or whatever, there are boos. I don't know if the boos are as strong or as long or as down to get the friction on as they used to be. I think that's kind of petered out, but this is a guy who knows how he's the franchise's all-time leading rusher. 10,000 plus yards, should be considered for the Hall of Fame, but probably won't get in, which sucks. And I mean, tainted his legacy. Fucking unbelievable. All because of a few comments that he made about Eli. Wow. So the guy knows what he's talking about. Don't do it. Cautionary tale. I'm the cautionary tale. Like, look what I did, and I played for the team the whole time, and maybe that was kind of in the back of Saquon's head. He's like, here's Tiki, great running back, franchise's all-time leading rusher. Guy makes one comment, like essentially, quote unquote, quits, or is fed up with the direction of the organization and retires, I guess. I don't know. And now is not held in high regard by a lot of fans. So Saquon's probably like, fuck this noise. Why am I going to continue to play? Like, I'm going to play for, Tiki played for about 10 years, right? 10 seasons. So he's like, I'm going to play for 10 seasons. I've already played for 4 or 5 seasons. And we've only made the playoffs once, and feels like we're going the wrong direction. And, so there are a lot of motivating factors for Saquon to stay and to go. And I think even though the impetus to go might be a little bit stronger, fuck, man. I mean, it's just, I truly appreciate and value guys that are able to make it work for so long with one team. You just don't see it anymore. Especially like, a guy that's supposed to, like, if they hit free agency, is going to get buku cash, like top dollar, and they decide to re-sign with their team on a team-friendly deal because they believe in the team. So that everything, I don't know, maybe Joe Shane and Brian Dable were a little too hard in their stance on Saquon, where it's like, no, you're not worth that. Like, maybe there was no sugar and spice and everything nice. There were no like lollipops and rainbows or unicorns. It was just like, Saquon, this is what we think you're worth. Take it or leave it. And Saquon was like, well, fuck you. So we'll never know the true story, which sucks. Maybe there'll be a documentary like years down the road after we win our 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th Super Bowl. But the fucking Eagles, dude. You cannot tell me that Saquon didn't think about that. I don't, like, man. I understand the spotlight is bright and it's stressful here. But as everyone has said, you play in New York and you win, you're a legend for life. You play somewhere else and you win, the odds are you might not get the same kind of longevity on your fame and blah, blah, blah. So for him to opt for the Eagles, who did not look great towards the end of last season and are possibly on the decline, with Jason Kelce retiring, some turnover in the coaching staff, losing a few guys to free agency trades. I just think it's such a dick move. Dick move. It just is. For everyone saying, oh, it's a business decision. It's like, what a part of business is? Relationships. And you pretty much ended a lot of relationships with a lot of fans by doing that. And the fans that are like either defending him or like not upset by it or not concerned or not bothered, I don't know how they do it. I really don't. I guess I should know how to do it. Being age 43 now, you would think I would know how to do self-control and discipline and whatever, but I was steamed. It took me out of the workday. For the next 2 hours, I was just like, what the fuck, dude? What a load of shit. It took me a while to recover. Because I think like I said, it's okay if he leaves, signs somewhere else. It's not okay. Just go anywhere else. Literally anywhere else. I would say, and I said this, I forget to who, I think to my girlfriend, I was like, I actually wouldn't mind if he signed with the Commanders or the Cowboys. The Cowboys. I was like, I actually don't think I would mind that. The one team that it makes me sick to my stomach that he signs with is the fucking Eagles, and he did it. He has to know how much Giants, like he knows about the fucking rivalry. He's been playing in the rivalry for 5-6 years. Anyway, here's how he stacks up against the other notable free agent running backs in touches, expected points added per target or rush, and expected points added per rush. Per target and per rush. So he had 288 touches, which was 8th among the free agents. He was a minus 0.2 expected points added per target or rush, and minus 0.19. So he's in the 50s there. So yeah, I don't know what to say that. Did he have a bang-up year, a great year? No, and I think he would admit that. But the fact that what I was kind of really proud of is his fact to fight through shit. It's a tough year, but he still managed to crank out almost 1,000 yards rushing. You know, it was a down year, but yet he's like, it's, I don't know. I'm going to go to my grave saying this. We never used him the right way. Never. I mean, I understand that he was targeted second most behind Christian McCaffrey, I think, which is what is so appealing to me about the guy is that, like, you know, he is just as much of a threat in the receiving game as he is in the rushing game. I mean, you look at his fucking rookie year, he had 90-plus catches, something like that. Holy shit. And we just never used him like that again. I guess the thought was, well, we really we really just wore him down thin in that rookie year, and we cannot do that again. But I still don't think we knew how to use him in the passing game, and I still don't think we ever tailored the running game to his strengths. And that a lot of that has to do with the offensive line just sucking dick. So, you know, I just third most touches among free agents, 8th in the league. He was ahead of Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift, Devin Singletary, Ezekiel Elliott, Austin Eckler, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, a lot of touches. Just it's not that we got him the ball, just not in the right way. So 3 years, $37 million, $26 million guaranteed. The Athletic graded all these signings, and they gave it a B+, and I gave it an F-. He ranks second on their list of the top 150 free agents. And if he meets his incentives, he could draw an average salary of $15.83 million, which would be the second most for running backs in NFL history. I'm going to go on a limb and say he will not hit those incentives. And I think we'll look back on this contract and we'll say, woof, Eagles really bit it hard on that one. I still think he'll be productive. I mean, the Eagles always find a way to fucking make that offensive line above average somehow, some way. So, you know, I think he'll probably get a 1,000-yard rushing season. But is he going to be this guy that people thought, like, is he going to be the guy that he was rookie year? Probably not. We've said that for a while. Is he going to be the guy that we saw in 2022? Maybe shades, but not the same. So it's like, I think the Eagles are going to realize after year 1 or 2, it's like, ooh, baby. But they must have a master plan. And I guess that's what sold Saquon is like, hey, take a look. We make the playoffs. We're at the top of the division. We go to the Super Bowl. We go to the playoffs. We, you know, look at all the Pro Bowlers. Look at all the, you know, blah, blah, blah. And look how we've owned the Giants, and look at this, look at that, look at like what we have designed for you. Here's our offensive coordinator and our rush coordinators, you know, telling you, here's what the Giants did wrong. Here's what we're going to do for you. You know, I guess that was part of it on the 3 hours that you're allowed to do that before he was signed. So, yeah, I'm not gonna say best of luck and best wishes. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I hold grudges. It's a flaw. Major character flaw. I'm going to hold a grudge right now. You don't go to the Eagles. The last Giant that I remember going to the Eagles, big name, was Mark Bavaro. And I remember being pretty butthurt about that and devastated. And I don't think he did much of anything with the Eagles. So, you know, that's something where it's like, you know, guys think they have something left in the tank. They go somewhere else for a year, and it's like, was that worth it? Let me work it. So, yeah, I don't wish him best of luck. And I hope, I definitely hope that he doesn't do jack squat against us. And I don't want him doing anything productive against any team. Because then that puts our odds of winning the division and going to the playoffs much lower. So, fuck that. For all of them, they're like, oh, I wish you the best. Like taking the high road? No, I don't take the high road. I'm a low road guy. I'm going low road. I'm with Tiki on this one, which, did I ever think I would hear myself say that? No. But you fucking can't do that, man. You can't do that. It's not a business decision. It's just not. It's more than that. You can pretend it's a business decision, and everyone's, you know, I have all these journalists and reporters, beat reporters sending out, like, here's what the Giants offer, here's what the Eagles offered, you know, ultimately it's a better deal. He made I don't give a shit. This is a guy who led us to believe that he wanted to be a Giant for life. I don't know. I mean, you see we talked about it many times, I think last season, and then into this season. Every interview is just like, this guy is fucking pissed and does not want to be here. Yeah, he might be saying the words, I want to be the Giant for life, but like, he seems like he wants out. So, have fun. No, don't have fun. I don't even know, fucking A, man. I, was very on the fence about drafting him number 2 overall in the 2018 draft. There were people dying for us to take fucking Josh Rosen. Go fuck yourself. So it's like, I think we still made the right move. I really do. It was just all the other moves most of the moves that Gettleman made fucking sucked. But you cannot tell me that you were not thoroughly impressed with what he did in college and what he did at the combine, and a physical freak of nature whose legs remind you of Barry Sanders, a fucking video game character. Bo Jackson, 2.0. And it's just like, and he pretty much proved that in his rookie season, and then couldn't really keep it going for the next few seasons. So I don't know. I have no problem with us drafting him number 2. I have no problem. And I think that I called it a lot of times that he has the potential to be the greatest running back of all time, and he just brutal. So I think it's the beginning of the end for Barkley going to the fucking Eagles. Yuck. He's gonna regret that for Sheezy. He's gonna regret that in his new mansion with his 17 cars and his fucking whatever.